winter training trip to Tampa was a very successful trip. The goal when we go down there is primarily to get in a lot of mileage on the water. I mean, we've been off the water since the beginning of December, late November. The kids are working out on the ergs, running, lifting, and all that stuff. And it's good to kind of stay in touch with what it's like to actually row on the water. The other thing that we are doing is really kind of assessing from a technical standpoint where the different athletes stand, especially some of the newer athletes, the freshman recruits, even some of the novices, to see if they're technically in a position to be able to move up into some of the top varsity boats. So we'll do a lot of switching, a lot of mixing of boats with varsity and novice to try and get a sense if that's where they're at. Finally, the last thing is to really sort of get a ranking of the overall team from a technical standpoint, so that way as we move back, and we're back here now, back into the winter training segment, when we're just on the rowing machines and lifting and stuff, we know, okay, here's our ranking technically, then we get a good ranking of how they are physiologically, and then we match those things, and that's how we start to put together the lineups for the spring. The Tampa trip was real successful. We actually dealt with a few people being sick earlier on, including a couple of the coaches. So it kind of got off to the flat start. People were doing the work, but it just wasn't what we wanted. Towards the end of the week, as people got healthy and we started getting into a little bit more competitive situations, it was really good. We got a lot of boat speed, so we're excited about that. So it really sort of shows that the spring has a lot of potential for us. This period of time, it's interesting. It's probably one of the most hated times by the rowers because it's not fun. We're not on the water and you spend too much time inside. But to me, it's also one of the most critical times. We spent the whole fall trying to develop a base. We call it general preparation period. We're trying to get stronger, trying to get more aerobic, just become better athletes. As we get into this first part of the spring, it's specific preparation. So we take all that training and fitness that we put together and now start applying it a little more directly to our sport, more how we're going to use it in the sport of rowing. So we start doing work that's a lot more applicable to rowing. So the work on the rowing machines, we'll do more higher intensity work, shorter pieces, versus just long mileage. And so this phase of our training is really has a big time direct impact on what we're going to be able to do in the spring racing. So that's what this is about. Besides the assessment and trying to rank where people are for selection.